Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're talking about UK 2p coins, those small copper coins you might find in your pocket. Some of these coins are actually worth a lot of money. Let's take a look at the top 5 rare and expensive 2p coins you could have. First up, we have the 1971 new pence 2p coin. You might be surprised, but this coin is special. 1971 was the first year the UK switched to decimalization, which is when they changed from the old coin system to a new one. Millions of these coins were made, but there's a reason why this coin is valuable. So, what makes it so special? It's all about the words on the coin. From 1971 to 1981, the coin said, "New pence," on the back of it. The Royal Mint used this wording to show that these were new coins as part of the decimal system. But in 1982, they decided to change it. They replaced "new pence" with "2 pence" to make things simpler. Now, here's where it gets interesting. In 1983, a mistake was made. Even though the Royal Mint had changed to the new design, a small batch of coins was accidentally made with the old "new pence" inscription. This was a rare error, and because of it, those coins are very valuable. These 1983 new pence coins are considered a mistake, and that's what makes them so rare. The Royal Mint didn't mean to make these coins, so there are only a small number of them out there. Most of them were taken out of circulation, which makes them hard to find. So, why do people want these coins so much? Well, collectors love rare coins, especially error coins like these. The fact that these coins weren't supposed to exist makes them highly sought after by collectors who want to complete their collections. This makes the coins very valuable. The value of these coins depends a lot on how well they've been kept. A coin that's in great condition, with no scratches or damage, will be worth much more. A rare 1983 new pence coin can sell for up to $7,000 at an auction, depending on its condition. So, if you find one, you could have something very valuable on your hands. Collectors are always on the lookout for these error coins. The rarity of these 1983 new pence coins means that many collectors will pay a lot of money to get their hands on one. The older and rarer a coin is, the more valuable it becomes, and these coins are no exception. The history behind the 1971 new pence 2p coin also adds to its value. 1971 was the year of decimalization, which was a major change for the UK. Coins from this time period are important for collectors, as they mark the beginning of the new currency system. The 1983 error coins, in particular, are even more special because they show that mistake the Royal Mint made. If you ever come across a 1983 new pence 2p coin, you should definitely check it carefully. If it's in good condition, it might be worth a lot of money. So, keep your eyes peeled, and you might just find a small treasure in your pocket. Next, we have the 1975 2 new pence 2p coin. This coin was made in large numbers, unlike the rare 1983 coin we talked about earlier. So, you might be wondering, what makes this coin so valuable? Well, the 1975 coin is valuable because it holds a special place in the history of UK currency. 1975 was part of the early years after decimalization, which is when the UK changed from the old system of coins to the new decimal system. Decimalization started in 1971, but by 1975, the Royal Mint was still releasing the first few series of coins under the new system. The 1975 2 new pence coin was part of that first set. Decimalization was a big change for the UK, and it affected everyone. People were used to the old imperial coins, and suddenly, there was a whole new way of thinking about money. For collectors, this makes coins from this time very special, as they represent a major shift in UK history. The 1975 2 new pence coin is particularly valuable because it marks an important time in the development of the new decimal currency. Even though the 1975 coin wasn't made in small quantities like the 1983 error coin, it is still quite valuable. Over the years, people have started to realize how important coins from this era are. Coins like the 1975 2 new pence are considered first series coins, meaning they were among the first batch of coins made after decimalization. Because they are part of the early changes to the currency, they hold a special place in the hearts of collectors. Now, let's talk about value. While the 1975 coin may not be as rare as the 1983 new pence 2p coin, it can still be worth a lot of money, especially if it is in great condition. A well-preserved 1975 2 new pence coin can fetch up to $1,000 at auction. That's a nice sum of money for a coin that was once just a part of everyday change. The value goes up even more if the coin is in near-perfect condition. Coins that are in great shape, without scratches, discoloration, or damage, are always worth more. So, if you happen to find a 1975 2 new pence coin that's in good condition, you could be holding on to something valuable. Another reason this coin is valuable is because of its design. The 1975 2 new pence coin features a unique design that's different from earlier coins. The design shows a large numeral, 2, inside a circle, surrounded by 2 sprigs of oak leaves. This design was used on many of the early decimal coins and has become iconic. For many collectors, the design itself is another reason to value these coins, as it represents a specific moment in UK history. Collectors are always looking for coins like the 1975 2 new pence, and they are willing to pay for them, especially if they are in good condition. The more time passes, the more valuable coins from this era will become. If you have one of these coins, it's worth holding on to, as it could become even more valuable as time goes on. Moving on, we have the 1977 new pence 2 pence coin. This coin stands out because of its design and the year it was minted. So, why is the 1977 coin special? In 1977, the Royal Mint decided to update the design on the 2p coin. They introduced a new design featuring the Prince of Wales's feathers. This design shows 3 feathers, each representing one of the 3 principles of the Prince of Wales: I serve, I am, and I defend. This design was used on the 2p coin all the way up until 2008, making the 1977 coin one of the first to feature this iconic design. Because it was part of such an important update to the coin series, the 1977 new pence 2 pence coin holds a special place in UK coin history. But it's not just the design that makes this coin valuable. The 1977 coin was made quite a while ago, so it's aged and become harder to find in good condition. The older the coin, the more valuable it can become, especially if it's kept in excellent condition. People who collect coins love finding older coins that are still in great shape. Coins that look like they just came from the mint are worth much more than those that are scratched, worn, or damaged. If you come across a 1977 new pence 2 pence coin that's in great shape, you could be holding on to a valuable piece of history. Depending on the condition, a 1977 coin can be worth up to $1,500 at auction. The better the condition, the more money it can fetch. If the coin is free of damage and still looks almost brand new, collectors will pay a high price for it. What makes this coin even more interesting is that it was part of a major change in UK currency. When the Prince of Wales's feathers design was introduced in 1977, it replaced an older design that had been used on the coin for many years. The fact that this new design lasted for over 30 years gives the 1977 coin even more historical value. It's a coin that marks a key moment in the UK's currency history, which makes it highly sought after by collectors. The design itself is also meaningful. The Prince of Wales's feathers are symbols of strength and loyalty, and they hold a lot of significance in British culture. Because of this, the 1977 coin with the feathers design is not only valuable as a coin but also as a symbol of British tradition. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins like the 1977 new pence 2 pence coin, especially those in excellent condition. As time goes on, coins from this era will become harder to find, making them even more valuable. If you find one in great shape, it might just be worth a small fortune. So, if you ever come across a 1977 new pence 2 pence coin, make sure to check it carefully. With its unique design, age, and historical importance, it could be a valuable addition to any coin collection. Now, let's talk about the 1978 new pence 2 pence coin. This coin stands out because it has some unique characteristics that make it special. So, what makes the 1978 coin different from the others? Like the 1977 coin, the 1978 new pence 2p coin features the design of the Prince of Wales's feathers. This design is really important because it was used on the 2p coin for many years. It shows 3 feathers, which represent, I serve, I am, and, I defend, and has a strong connection to British history and the Prince of Wales. However, the 1978 coin is a little more rare than the 1977 one. The reason for this is that fewer of these coins were made. The mintage in 1978 was lower compared to other years, meaning fewer coins were in circulation. This makes it harder to find, and when something is hard to find, it usually becomes more valuable. So, if you happen to come across a 1978 coin, you've got something special. But it's not just the lower mintage that makes this coin valuable. Over time, many of these coins were worn down or damaged. Since the coin was minted a long time ago, finding one in great condition is pretty rare. Coins that are still in excellent shape are much more valuable than those that are scratched or worn out. A 1978 new pence 2p coin that looks like it just came from the mint can fetch up to $2,000 at auction. When collectors look for coins like the 1978 new pence, they focus on the condition of the coin. A coin that's free of damage, with clear details and sharp edges, is worth a lot more than one that's been heavily used. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 1978 coin in pristine condition, you could be holding on to a valuable piece of history. One reason this coin is so special is that it represents a key moment in the UK's coinage history. The Prince of Wales's feathers design was used for many years, and it became a symbol of British strength and loyalty. Coins with this design are often highly sought after by collectors, not just for their value, but also because of their connection to British culture. Another reason this coin is valuable is because of the year it was made. The late 1970s were a time of change, and the 1978 coin is part of that period. Over the years, coins from this era have become harder to find, which means they're becoming more valuable. As time goes on, coins like the 1978 new pence 2p will only get rarer and more valuable. Collectors are always looking for coins from the late 1970s, especially those that are in good condition. If you find one of these coins, especially a 1978 new pence 2p, it's worth keeping a close eye on its condition. A well-preserved coin can be worth a lot more than you might think. Last but not least, we have the 1980 new pence 2p coin. While this coin might not be as rare as some of the others on our list, it still holds value among collectors. So, what makes the 1980 coin special? By 1980, the Royal Mint was beginning to phase out the new pence inscription that had been used since 1971. This means the 1980 coin is a sort of transition piece, bridging the gap between the old new pence design and the new 2p inscription that would become standard in 1982. The coins made in 1980 are part of a small window in UK currency history, marking the end of the new pence era. This change is what makes the 1980 coin interesting to collectors. Coins that mark a change or transition in currency often become more valuable over time because they represent a piece of history. The 1980 new pence 2p coin was part of the last year that new pence inscription was used, so it holds a special place in the series. While it wasn't made in as low a quantity as the rare 1983 era coins or the 1978 coins, the 1980 new pence coin is still considered valuable. As time has passed, coins from this period have become harder to find, especially in good condition. And, like many coins, the better the condition, the more valuable it is. A well-preserved 1980 new pence 2p coin, free from scratches or wear, can be worth up to $1,000. Coins that are kept in excellent condition are always more sought after by collectors. For example, if you have a 1980 coin that looks almost brand new, you could sell it for a significant amount. This is why collectors search for coins from this era, as they represent the last of the new pence coins before the Royal Mint switched over to the new design in 1982. Besides its historical value, the 1980 new pence 2p coin also carries some value because of its design. While the coin still features the same traditional design from previous years, the fact that it was part of a transitional period makes it important to collectors who are looking for coins that mark important changes in currency history. Even though the 1980 coin is not as rare as some others, it's still an important piece of the UK's coinage history. It's considered a collector's item because it was part of the final phase of the new pence series before the Royal Mint switched to the 2 pence design. So, if you ever find a 1980 new pence 2 pence coin, it could be worth checking its condition. If it's well preserved, it could be worth around $1,000, and as time goes on, coins from this era will only become rarer. Keep an eye out for this transitional coin because it's a small but important part of British currency history. So, there you have it, the top 5 most expensive and ultra-rare UK 2p coins. Remember, the value of a coin depends on its rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. If you think you have one of these coins, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional. Who knows? You might be holding on to a small fortune. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you never miss out on our latest videos. And as always, happy collecting.